what will be the date? Make this note. Flow of data web application. Flow of data in web application. How that work? When we create the page, we see the website, we register somewhere, we do input output, multiple activity we do. So how internally communication happens? So for that, we will send something like this. Let me go here. So we are clear, like we are going to work on web technology.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, getting some disturbance from here, sir.
I'll mute everyone. Now it should be clear.
Yes, sir.
Work on web technology. So in web technology, multiple technologies we have. So I'll show you just basic structure, how we are going to integrate all together. So let's remember when you open any kind of website, okay, like till now everyone have gone through multi-thousand website you have opened. So when you open any kind of web application, how web application interact with you? As a user, we open any kind of browser. As a we open any kind of browser. After opening this browser, we specify certain URL, and based on this URL, what will happen? Any web application will work. Web will work, right? Web will work. So web page will work. So here question is, when we open the URL, when we as a user, when you open the browser, inside the browser we given the URL. Multiple technology have. So which technology is going to deal with the browser? Like directly or Java with or deal with backend, front end, browser, or which technology deal with? Let me come to the my okay. So I'll go here. It's visible. Okay, let me off that light. As a user, anyone, maybe you, me, or anyone, whenever you are going to open a web application, you just open the, as a user, you are going to interact with the browser. So this assume this become user, anyone, you, me, anyone, right? After that, this application, this user will open the laptop, will open the desktop, or will open any kind of device, mobile phone also. And in mobile phone, we will just type the URL. So user interaction happen to web browser. Now this web browser, you will specify any URL, and after specifying any URL, what website will get open? Assume this is the website that you are trying to open. That website name can be anything. Let me write here. Name for maybe UI master.in. This is our website. You open this website. This website is developed using multiple technology, but only as a front end. Let me write here. The front end technologies are used here. Front end technologies are used here. So in front end technology, what we have, we know like we have HTML, we have CSS, we have some other are there, JavaScript and all. Now, when the user is connecting with the browser, then the question is, this browser will deal with which language? Is it going to deal directly with the CSS, or is it going to deal with some other technology? How it will happen? So let's keep in mind, you have one technology in your list. That name is called HTML. That name is called HTML. HTML. So HTML is a language that was designed in such a way that will deal with the browser. Okay, in the term of giving some output to the user, or in the term of taking some kind of input from user. When you open the Facebook, what you do? You do some input output. When you open the Flipkart, what you do? You show some input output. When you go to the Gmail, what you do? Input and output. So here question is, which is the language that is going to take the input from user, and which is the language that is going to display the output to the user. So at that point, one technology is designed that is called this one, your HTML. Okay. If HTML is not designed like that, right? He's a Salesforce developer. Why he need HTML? Correct. A Java developer, why he need HTML? A Python developer, why he need HTML? Correct. A Node.js developer, why he need HTML? .NET developer, why he need HTML? Right. They can develop independently in .NET itself. But when the matter will come to deal with the browser, one technology will come in the picture that is called HTML. Okay. And responsibility of what is inside that we are going to study, but the responsibility of the HTML will be, it is responsible to collect the input from user, and another way it is responsible to display the output to the user. Processing will not happen in HTML. You given the 5 plus 5, click on plus button. Right? 5 and then 5, click on plus button. HTML will say, sorry, I have taken the input, but I cannot process it. I cannot do calculation of 5 plus 5. Right? If suppose someone will give me the 10, I will display here. But 5 plus 5, I cannot do. I can take the input from user, and addition also I'll display, but I cannot do the processing part. So at that place, what will happen? We require some other technology. We'll discuss about it.
Sir, addition we can do?
No, sir.
Take the input and
Display the output, yes. HTML is capable to deal with the browser. HTML is designed like that only, to take the input from user and display the output. HTML will say like one user will open the same page today in mobile phone, same user will open the same page tomorrow in the laptop, same user will open the same page tomorrow in some other device. Yes, I can display the output, but if you ask me to fit in all the devices, I will not fit in all devices. I can display somehow, but your design, look and feel will not be suitable. So in that case, he will come. This technology will come. That is called a CSS. CSS is especially designed for that purpose. It is designed to change the look and feel. CSS cannot deal with the browser directly. CSS can deal with, call this one, HTML. CSS has no such feature to deal with the browser directly. If you remove HTML, your CSS will say helpless. I cannot do anything. Without HTML, you cannot do anything through the CSS. So CSS will support the HTML for what purpose? To change the look and feel. To make a page that will fit in all the devices, laptop, desktop, mobile, a small, large, all type of a screen it will fit. That is called a, which one? CSS. So what will be the role of HTML? The role of HTML will be to take the input and output. Now the design point of view, you want to make your login page, sign up page, contact us page very nice. You have to take the help from the CSS and migrate with HTML. Okay. At this point, you can design the page, your page will be perfect, everything will be fine, but still your page is static. Okay, it will work in all the devices. Whatever output you will display, it will display the same output for everyone. It will take the input, but it will not do the process. Two work is happening. One is input, another one is called output. Look and feel is ready by the CSS. Still processing is pending. For processing, we have to say something else. Now see, one more you have called a bootstrap. That's called library. Bootstrap is a library of CSS. So here is a, now bootstrap, it has come from here. It came from the CSS. To reach till bootstrap, we have to come via CSS only. And to reach till CSS, you have to go via the HTML. You cannot reach directly CSS. You cannot reach directly to the bootstrap. First point will be HTML. Then what will be the benefit of the bootstrap? Bootstrap says like, suppose You have very less time. You want to design something in such a way it should fit in all the devices. It should work in all the devices. As well as it should look like a professional design, but you have very less time. So in that case, what we'll do? We will take some ready-made material, and that is called this one. Bootstrap. It is like all the common requirement to design a web page. What we require to design a very professional page for all type of requirement, the classes are written under the Bootstrap using the CSS. Now, as a developer, we will remember this design, this class, this design, this class, this look, this class, this color, this class. All are written where? Under the Bootstrap. Okay, so it's kind of a ready-made. But again, you will say, if already is ready-made, without spending a lot of time, we can make it ready in less time. Then why we are going to spend a lot of time on CSS, right? It's a third-party library. Bootstrap is given by Twitter, and it may be free or may not be free. Okay, for personal project, it's a free, but for the professional project or commercial project, it's not free. We have to pay the money for that, right? Even the company maintain their own standard. Companies say like, no, our project should have our own design. It should not match with anyone. Then they will ask the CSS designer, front-end developer to design our own layout. Okay, it should be our own color combination. It should not match with anyone. Then we have to write our own CSS. Okay, so both type of requirement you will get. Either take something ready-made, plug and play and use, or write our own, that is using the CSS, and then make it ready. So using this three subject what you have, you can design a very good, clean and clear web pages, and that web page will be suitable for all the devices. It will work in all the device, but still your page will be static. Your page will not be dynamic. To make it dynamic now, we required next technology that is called JavaScript. JavaScript. JavaScript now what it says? JavaScript says like it's a programming language, a scripting language. You can say client-side processing language. All three words are valid. This JavaScript says, yes, I have a feature to process your data. I can take your input. I can come. I can take your input. I can process the data. Everything I can do. But input-wise, it's a weak. Which one? JavaScript. Now see how flow will happen. HTML was capable to take the input and display the output here. One line, first line says input and second line says is a output. Now, after that, input happen in HTML, output also happening in HTML, but processing who will do? For processing purpose, we have to go here to the JavaScript. Now, HTML will take the input from the browser. Browser will be collecting the input from, like browser will be kind of a platform where user interaction is happening. Input happen by user in the browser. HTML is collecting your input and hand over to the JavaScript. JavaScript did the process and final return back the output to whom? HTML. So this at middle point what we have, this point is called as a, I have written in the syllabus, this point is called as a data binding. This point is called a, okay, I will not write that, it's called as a data binding. So now what will happen? You can design the page using HTML, CSS and Bootstrap, and after designing the functionality part you can write in JavaScript. Input happen through the HTML, output will also happen in HTML, processing will take care by JavaScript. And design point of view, HTML will take the help from the CSS, HTML will take the help from the Bootstrap. Okay. So till here, like you have without any kind of library, JavaScript will be the core programming language, HTML will be the core HTML, CSS will be core CSS, Bootstrap will be one library. Based on that, you can design your page will be perfect, it will work, everything. But again, client requirement says JavaScript will take little long time to implement the functionality. Use something ready-made material, use some kind of framework, use some kind of library. Then again, market has a popularity on this. Let me write here. Sometime before jQuery was very popular. Now also people use the jQuery. Okay. Next we have next point called React. Next point, to have one more call, that's called Angular, right? So this all are the, again, we have some more called Vue.js, we have some more called Inect.js, right? We have some more called, you can say, Mithril.js. Those are also not very popular, but it may popular after some time. These all are the part of JavaScript. You can say here, jQuery come from here only, JavaScript. This React also come from the pure JavaScript. Then after that, this Angular come from the JavaScript. But in between, there will be TypeScript. Here one TS will come. Let's call it a TS. Angular code you will not write directly in the JavaScript. You have to write in TypeScript. A small changes will happen. So these all the technologies are required for the front-end developer. A person who is going to expertise himself in the front-end technology, they have to be good in the HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and after that, any library or framework is required. Either go with the React or go with the Angular. jQuery is become little older now. New project will not come in jQuery nowadays. New project comes always in Angular or React. Okay. Next, after this,
Sir, you are saying library or framework, both are same, sir.
both are not same, sir. Both are different.
So you are saying library or framework.
Your project requirement, how I can decide what will be the requirement? Your project requirement, I cannot decide, no. Your projected requirement can be Angular or can be React, right? So you can use anyone, either Angular or React.
But
Both are
Angular is a React is a framework or library?
Both are for the same purpose.
It's a framework and library.
React is a framework. Yesterday I have written, no, React is a library and Angular is a framework. Yesterday I have written in developer guide also. Can you see here? I have written somewhere. I have written here, Angular is a framework, React is a library. Now also I am saying Angular is a framework and React is a library. In your project, either you can use Angular, you can use the React, or you can use the jQuery. That requirement, you can't decide as a developer. I can't decide as a trainer. Your client will decide what will be the framework or library or pure JavaScript. Who is going to pay the money to develop the project, he will decide. He will say, no, use Angular only. So your company has to use Angular. The project owner will say, no, use React. I have seen the problem of Angular. You have to use the React. Correct. Now the term is of library or framework. So make a note somewhere. Angular is a framework. React is a library. Yes. jQuery also library. Library of what? Library of JavaScript. Framework of what? Framework of JavaScript. Right? So arrow mark is also showing the same thing. This one, Angular come from where? JavaScript. React come from the JavaScript. jQuery come from JavaScript, right? In that detailed topics I have written yesterday. What and all we are going to cover line by line. I have written here. Basic, advanced, data binding API, no? Right? So this all will be. Okay, come to the next now. Next, after this, as a front-end developer, you will be learning this and all. Next, after that, we have to implement the API part. So for API part, how it will be? Even yesterday also I have told you, like when you are going to work as a front-end developer, right? Your front-end technology will work in one domain and back-end technology may work in another domain or may work in the same domain, right? We may have heard regarding the AWS, Dell AWS, Amazon AWS, different companies offer their what? Cloud server. Cloud server for what purpose? You have a project, but you don't have server to maintain the data. So what you will do? You will buy the space from there. You will buy the database from there, correct? And using certain technology, you will create your own API over there. Where? In the someone server, in the cloud, where you will buy that. After that, your project will be the front-end technology, and you have already purchased the space in the somewhere in the cloud, the back-end technology. Correct? You will create the database over there. You will write the API over there, right? And that API, you will be connecting with your project. And your project is developing React, or maybe developing Angular, or maybe developing pure JavaScript, anything, right? So front-end technology will work in one domain, and back-end technology may work in the same domain or may work in the different domain. That is the next matter. Now let's see, front-end technology I have kept in one server, that is one website. This website having no any kind of database, no any kind of storage, it has only input output process. User will come, it will take the input, process the data, give the output. Storage will happen somewhere else. So as a front-end developer, till where you should know and what you should know. So the first box is compulsory. You should know the this much. In that, any one is okay, either Angular, React, or jQuery. jQuery is old little, React or Angular is demanded. Okay, coming to the next part, that's called a backend technology. Like when you say I'm a full stack developer, or let's be a UI developer only, you will develop the project. Your project will not be a static project. Your project will be dynamic project, right? So when your project is dynamic project, where you are going to maintain the database, for that you have to use something called backend technology. Backend technology. Okay. In backend technology again, so many technologies are there. Some people use Java. Let me write here. I'll reduce the, okay. So fine. I'll write here. Maybe you can use the Java as a backend. Maybe you can use the PHP as a backend. Maybe you can use the .NET as a backend. Maybe you can use a Node as a backend. Maybe you can use many as a backend. So these all are called a server-side processing language. I'll write here server-side processing, and then another one is called language. This is called server-side processing language. Which and all? This language. What we have written on the top, it in the green color, that is called server-side processing language. Java, .NET, PHP, Node.js, and many more are there in the market. Now, using this technology, backend technology, what we are going to do? Using backend technology, you are going to write this one called a web service. Web services. You will be writing the web service using the backend technology. This web service again will not be responsible to bring the data directly from somewhere else. This web service will get the data from the front end technology. How it will work? Let me write. This become your database. This become your database. Inside the database, data has to come. Inside the database, data has to come. For example, when you go to the Gmail and you write an email, you compose an email, your email will go to the database. But do you see the database anywhere? Are you interacting with the database anywhere? No. When you go to the Facebook, you post a comment, you comment someone, you post your own post, you upload the photo. Have you seen the database over there? No. If the Facebook people, Gmail people, LinkedIn people, then you can say Flipkart, if they will show you the database, you will store your data and you will delete remaining all the data. Clear or no? Or you maybe you will store one data and you will fetch and store in your house remaining all the data. So what will happen? Loss of the business, right? So in that case, database is a kind of a locker of the bank where everyone cannot go. Only particular authorized person will reach there, right? So database where you are going to store the data, but question is who will keep the data over there, right? So for that, there is another secure language that I have written on the top. Using this secure language, you are going to write this one. Call it a web service. Web service, okay? Web service we can write through all the languages. Now web service, we'll have to write the Java code. We have to write the PHP code. We have to write the, maybe if you are from the Salesforce, you may have some option to write the web service, right? Web service we have to write here. And this web service, what it will do, this web service will take the input from the front end. And after that, it will give to the database. And according to need, it will take the data from database and it will give to whom? Web service. So web service become comfortable now to communicate with whom? Database. So what is the web service? You can say Java language. You can say PHP language, .NET language, whichever the server-side language you have in the market, those languages are authorized to communicate with whom? Database. They have a feature to communicate with the database. Okay. The front-end technology, what you have written here in the first box, in this, none of the technology have feature to communicate directly with the database. Okay, because this language is the first box, the UI master box I have written. In this, whichever the technology we have, this technology will not execute in the server. This technology will execute in user computer. Like suppose I open the Facebook, so the whichever the HTML, JavaScript related code will be there, it will execute in my PC. It will not execute in the server. Okay, that is called a what? Client-side processing language. Now, client-side processing language will collect the input from user, and few level of processing it will do in user PC, and few level of processing is not possible in user PC. For that, it will carry the data to backend. After carry the data to backend, here API will be responsible. It will see what is the input, what should be the output. Based on that, API will deal with the database. Maybe API has to do many things. API maybe need to connect with other server also. After that, input output will happen, or your data will reach to the database. Okay. If you remember, you go to the Flipkart, purchase the product today, delivery will happen, log in after 5 years, log in after 6 months, log in after 1 year. If you go to your order, you can see what you have ordered last time, it is there only. So question is where it was stored? It was stored in database. When you came via front end, then the front end given the information to backend saying like for use this user, what are the orders? Now API will go to the database and bring your order and input the UI. You can see, oh, these are the order I have ordered before. Let me complete this part. Okay. So at this place under the web service part, based on database, we have to write the SQL query, or there may be no SQL also. No SQL also. No SQL is what? If you are using some databases, MongoDB and all, there we have a concept of no SQL, something else we write. If you are using the MySQL, if you are using some other related SQL related languages as a database, we have to write the SQL under this web service, and through the SQL query, your web service API backend language will deal with the database, send the data, receive the data. Again, still we are under the backend only. Now we have to make a bridge between front end to back end so the data will come out. Now how it will happen? Look at here. This is your bridge. That bridge is going to deal with the directly API. Okay. Let me clear it. Front end I have written, it's running in UI master, but back end where is running, I have not written. I'll write that also. Okay. Now see, this become as an entry point. Here I can make something like this. It's represent the entry. This also represent as a entry. Okay. Now this one I'll write called as a API. API. Okay. In API, how data will go and come? In API, your data will go in the form of this one called as a JSON. So this becomes a kind of a bridge. You have some data, you have some content this side of the bridge, you have some content that side of the bridge. Now in between there is a river. How you will pass the content from one side to other side? You require a bridge. That bridge is called what? Web service. Front-end technology and back-end technology. Right? Both are, let me write here. This becomes suppose called another website called global.leads.in. Both are running different place, right? One is responsible to store the data, another is responsible to carry the data, not carry the data, represent the data, collect the data from user and display the data to user. But one is running in the different server, another one is running in the different server. How you will communicate? Then in between this word will come. That's called as a API, right? Now this API, how you can implement? Angular has the feature HTTP client and HTTP client module. Using that, we can implement the API. Angular has the feature called HTTP client and HTTP client module. Using that, we can implement the API. React has Axios as well as fetch method. Using that, we can implement the API. jQuery have jQuery Ajax. Using that, we can implement the API. And JavaScript has called fetch method and JavaScript has called Ajax. Using that also we can implement the API. So this all the technology have feature to communicate with what? API. For what purpose? To send the data and receive the data. Now 4 steps are there. One step, your user and browser. Second step is your UI, HTML, CSS, where you are going to sample the data. Next step is to communicate with the third party, where the data is stored, how to bring. That will be the responsibility of this technology. Okay, JavaScript, you can say. Now this JavaScript, there can be any framework library you can use. This technology will be responsible to bring the data according to need and send the data according to need. So now again, your backend where you have stored the data, that is available in different location. Front end is running on different location. So how you are going to communicate between each other? So the word will come in the picture, that is called API. Okay, there we can communicate data in secure mode also, and there we can communicate data in unsecure mode also. People call it a RESTful API and people call it a SOAP API. RESTful API in the sense, whenever any request will go from the front end to back end, the back end will validate, who are you? Give me the token number. After that, backend will check whether the given token number is exist in our application or not. If exists, then you are the valid, take the data, right? If the token number is not exist, then it will sorry, you are unauthorized. You cannot take the data. That is called what? RESTful API. Another one you have called SOAP. It's called public URL. You can also call a URL. It will give you a list of the 100 users. I will also call a URL. It will give me a list of 100 URLs. It's a public URL. Anyone can call it, right? That becomes what? API part. So at this point now, if you think like, no, these all are possible in 10 days, 15 days, 1 month and all, not like that. Patience is required, time is required, systematically, one by one you have to go. Okay. Sometime before, one person became very angry from me. He asked me, I am from the BCom background. Can I be a software developer? I told you, yes, you can be. I have a lot of people. But time, patience, positive energy, everything is required. Okay. Then he asked, is it very complex than the accounting? I told, I have not seen accounting. I have seen the development work, but yes, really it is complex only. Okay. Then he said, how can you say my accounting is easy and your development is difficult? I told, brother, I'm not saying your accounting is easy, but my work is difficult. Okay. With the proper everything you have studied, then only it will work out. Okay. So you cannot say like very difficult, very easy. It's interesting. Okay. Interesting only one by one. If you are going, then it will look very clean and clear. You can cover up. Okay. So what I teach here in Info Campus, the people who learn from me, this is my syllabus. The full stack people who wanted to be full stack developer, I will be teaching them from the user. I'll start browser, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, library framework. After that, backend, API, and then which one? Database. The people who want only front end, I will be again teaching them the first box. And then for API purpose, even I have written yesterday, I will be teaching this thing that is called a JSON server. JSON server is for everyone. It is lightweight server. In that quickly you will understand how data is getting SER, JSON server, right? This is for the front end developer. This is for the front end developer. If you want to go only for front end, then first box I will be teaching you as well as the API, how it works and all through JavaScript also, through React also, through Angular, whichever you choose. And then through JSON server, we will be storing the data, we'll be communicating everything. If you are going for the full stack web development, then according to the need in the backend, I'll teach you server-side language, I'll teach you the database. After that, we'll teach you how to create API, and then you can communicate with the front end to end. Right now, you can ask me if you have anything. I'll guide you properly.
Sure. In the backend, if I'm writing in Java programming, how I'm just expecting a small example.
No, Java, I'm not Java developer, no. I'm not a Java
Backend, I'm writing Java program.
In backend, there is called in Java, you have no called Spring Hibernate. Through the people create the API. You have to use that framework. Using that, you can create the API. In Java, there is a Spring Hibernate, I guess. I think through Hibernate, people create the API. So using Hibernate, it's a framework of JavaScript. Java.
No,
there
sir, my question was not that. the help of PHP or Java, what it is reading from the database and what it is reflecting to the
Front end.
A small example, sir.
A small example. No, I cannot show you now example. No, we are on some different place.
No, sorry. The database, suppose first name, last name is there. User is expecting some first name or last name. How that PHP programming is reading from database and reflecting to the front end.
Here, PHP will have SQL query. Inside PHP, we have to write database connection. After that, it will have SQL query. Based on SQL query, it will read from database. It will come here in the API as a JSON. It will come as a multi-dimensional array of object. That array of object, we have to write PHP underscore encode function we have to use. With the help of that, it will convert it to JSON. That JSON will go here. Through this API, it will come as a JSON data. It will come under the Java or it will come under the JavaScript or Angular or React. In this, anyone, you have to receive the data. JSON underscore parse function you have to use. With the help of that, it will convert into array. Using map function, you have to convert into the HTML and display to the browser.
So in Salesforce also some programming, Apex programming is there. The same concept will be same.
Concept will be same, but the syntax yours will be different. That I don't know.
Is JSON similar to XML?
JSON and XML, we have two options to send the data from one location to other location. Okay, when we transport the data from one location to other location through internet, we have two options. One is called XML, another one is called JSON. In XML, we don't have any kind of encryption method. Like suppose I am sending my details from my PC to server. XML will not encode my data. So what will happen if suppose someone will capture in between, they can see my original details. Okay, but in JSON we have 16 type of encryption method. 16. So if I suppose keep my name, mobile, city, pin code and all, I send somewhere. If I encrypt my data, someone will capture also. He will feel like, oh, useless here, it's not meaningful anything. Even he cannot decrypt it because sender is the encryptor and the receiver will be the decryptor. Decryption will happen by receiver and sender will do the encryption. Okay, that's what I told. No, JSON underscore parse. For what purpose? To decode your data. JSON underscore stringify to encode the data. Okay. Where? Under the JavaScript. Yes. In PHP, I have a function JSON underscore encode. It will encode the data. JSON underscore decode. It will decode the data. Okay. But how it is getting sent and received? Step by step will come. Okay. I have all the skills. You should not doubt on my knowledge. Okay. Only 25 technologies I have. Smoothly, if you are learning, definitely will be helpful. And if suppose someone asks randomly in between, create an example in Redux and show me, I say sorry, yeah. Because I'm not teaching first day, right? 2013 onwards, I'm teaching daily. I have nearly 8 batches. Okay, even I work for the 2 companies also. So if suppose someone will show his screen from that corner of the room, saying like I'm facing this error, I will ask him fix this one. Okay. Even my eyes will read properly or not, I don't know, but I can find the error from here. Okay, most of the people in my batches, whoever are working now, my students, right? They will be facing the problem. They will message me. I will ask me send me your code. Okay, they will send the code. When they will send the code, just I will guide them. Go to the line number particular and change this function from here to here. It will happen. That not come from one day. It's come from the experience. Right? You should not doubt on that part, whether I will, when I will come to the particular point, I will say, I'll explain it tomorrow. Okay, not like that. Sufficient knowledge I have. Okay, that's what I'm teaching to the people. Okay, anything, whatever is knowledge are in, skills are in my bucket, and whichever the skills I have worked in the market, with the challenge, anyone will give the problem, I'll give them the solution. Okay, you give me any scenario, no problem, I'll guide you. All right. Okay, during lockdown time, I was running a batch for the online batch. It was okay. In that only what kind of people will join? A startup will join. That is not for the student purpose. That badge is not for the student purpose. That is not for the learner purpose. That badge is only for the director of the company who has started the company, who is starting the company. The developer is misleading him or they are stuck somewhere. Okay. Per session, 500 rupees it was. Each session, 40 plus people join. Okay. I will fix the problem of one person, 39 people will watch that. Okay. I will fix the problem of next person, 39% will watch that. Okay. Maybe sometime I will fix the problem of one person, really their 10 developer will see, okay, what is that? So don't worry, I have sufficient knowledge, I'll teach you. Okay. Patience is the matter again. Beginning level patience, because like I don't have anything, any magic so that I can show in one day and in 1 hour, I can prove yes, everything is here only. There is certain steps. I know where you are now, what is running in the mind, how to bring in the common track. 30-40 people will attend the classes, 10-15 people will attend the classes. Now everyone are on different track, right? I have to convince to everyone have the similar target, everyone should get the return of their money, what you are going to pay here, right? So those all things should be in mind, and according to that only I teach the people. Someone should not miss somewhere, everyone should be on the common track. So for that, certain way is there to explain and teach, right? That's what I'm following. First day I have given the idea, now you understood what is the final destination, and in that again, suppose someone will say suppose someone will say HTML is not useful for me, I will tell them, okay, once I will start the CSS, you can join. Right? So there is nothing like I'll jump from here to there. Sequentially I teach. Even I told you yesterday, HTML I will be spending 10 days. CSS I'll spend sufficient time. I'll make you proper designer. Then we'll go to the JavaScript. Okay, so this is the syllabus that I'm going to teach you one by one. See, I don't have attitude saying like I have a lot of skills. I learn from my students also. Okay, people will teach me, I will teach them. But again, there is certain way to go ahead. But you can take this photo and whoever are working in the market, your relative, brother, friend, or maybe anyone or unknown people also, post this photo in the Facebook, ask the people, say this design is correct or not. Is it the right valid DFD of the web application? Okay, ask from anyone, right? If suppose someone will reject me, call me, I'll talk to him, I'll ask him, suggest me where I'm missing, what I'm missing. But based on this thing, multi-thousand people are happy in the market and they're working happily. Okay. Even I have worked many years in the market. What I have seen front end to back end, it's work like this only. What we are going to implement, it will be like this only. What we have implemented, many projects look like only. Many technologies all having the similar concept. So I cannot say no, it's invalid, 100% valid. Even you should take the photo and keep with you. When you go for interview, people will ask you, right? Where is the place of API? If you search on internet, people will give you different type of difficult photos that may understand or not. People will write so many kind of theory that you may understand or not. But this line is showing completely, that is the backend, this is the front end. Between both, there is a bridge, and the bridge name is what? API. When I want to send the data from one side to other side, right? You cannot throw the data directly. No, this is the mobile number, capture it. You have to keep inside a container. That container is called JSON, right? So you have to take the data, keep inside a container, and through the bridge pass the container. It will go to other end, person will capture it. Correct? That's called what? API. Okay. If you read on internet, such a big words are there. I don't know what will happen. People get confused also. Some people get idea also. But this will help you better. Okay.
So with the help of PHP, we are writing web services.
That's it.
That will communicate with data.
That will communicate.
So this class is recorded. Once we enroll, we can see this video.
I have recorded here. I'm adding the recording. The recording is going on.
So enroll, so we can see this video.
No, from today onwards, I'll send you. It's not necessary after enroll only you can get. From today, it is not like something wrong content, you know. It is 100% with confidence, 13 years of experience. Anyone can see this video. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. Take the photo and show to your friend, brother, who is expert from the IT and ask like, tell me this design is valid or invalid. In case he says invalid, I'll write my number here, ask him to call me, and then I'll talk to him. 87-924-62607. Okay. Okay. So let's go next. Next is after this we have called. Okay. After this we have called something we need to understand from the HTML side. That is our first step. That is our first step. Okay. First step. So before writing the HTML, you will be making a proper notes. So when we write the HTML code, we'll understand why we have written this line, what is the purpose of that, and how it react in the browser, and how it reflect in the output. Okay, the first point. Okay, so hope anyone have anything else to ask? You can on the mic and ask me, no problem. It's like the open classroom.
I don't understand JSON server. So what is that?
Don't worry, Ajay. Now, like suppose I'll guide you. You want to send one letter from Bangalore to Hyderabad. Okay. You will send the letter through courier.
Yes.
Will send or not, right?
Yes.
When you send the letter through courier, if you give directly your letter to the courier boy, everyone will open and read. Everyone will open and read. Our content is what? Letter. Where it has to go? To the Hyderabad. You are in Bangalore. You are the front end and your back end is where? In the Hyderabad. Now you want to send a letter. You want to send a letter from Bangalore to Hyderabad. You will take the help from the courier mostly. Now question is, when you are giving your data to the courier boy, right, multiple person will come in between to perform this activity to deliver your material from one location to other location. Now whoever are going to look into your, whoever are going to carry your document, right, if your letter is open letter, they can read what is inside. Right? So you will keep an envelope. Right? You will fold the letter, put inside the envelope, and stitch 3, 4, 5 times for all the side. Put some gum, something, so that if anyone will open, will come to know easily. So your envelope become as a JSON, and your letter become as a data. Correct or not? Once your data will reach to the destination, whoever will receive that, they will encode now. They will remove the staple, and after that they read the data. That is called what? JSON. Then Vilas, tell me about the XML. Same envelope where you have put the letter. Don't stick there. This one cover. Okay, let it open envelope. Put the letter and let it open envelope. So what will happen? Envelope is open. Anyone can take the letter, read it. They may replace also. That's called what? XML. XML like is an open cartoon where you keep the data and send to somewhere. Cartoon is open. Anyone can see. That's called as XML. But JSON is what? Same cartoon, but it's a lock. Right? Cartoon is going through the DTDC and lock is going through the blue dot. Both will reach to the same destination. Today cartoon will come. Tomorrow key will come. The person who received both, they will open and see. That's called what? Encoding the data. But in technology, how you can say? This is in the normal day-to-day life. That is called what? JSON and XML. But in day-to-day life, this way you can understand. When you come to the programming, the term using that you are going to pack your data, keep inside, lock the container, and push through internet. It will deliver from one location to other location. So who is sender? That becomes a front end. Who is a receiver? That becomes a back end. Carrying the data will be taken care by internet. But where the data has to go, that is also handled by internet only. But in that, which technology will play the role? The technology part is called the API. Clear?
Yeah. Okay.
Look at here. I open a website called JSON placeholder. Okay, JSON placeholder. right? You can see here, it's a free fake API for testing the prototype. If you are creating an application, you want to test it, you can use this server. Let's come down, I'll show you. Look at here. There is a link called users. When I click on this, you can see this data is coming, right? It's visible. Can you see? Flower bracket start here, flower bracket end here. It's end here, right? Is end here. So this is also called a URL. This URL I'll copy from here and paste here. And I'll paste here somewhere. Okay. So this URL becomes a API URL. But this is public URL. Anyone can access it. If it is a private URL, whenever we call this URL, it will say access forbidden. Or it will say something, access denied. Or it will return as empty. It will not say anything. But you can see here, what is it returning? It's returning some meaningful data. This is called a JSON. See, like, can you see here? Some details are there. This is called a JSON. Right? How it is coming? It's coming from server, someone server. It's an open URL, public URL. They have made API, fake API. Anyone can use it and they can create application. They can test their application is working on it. Okay. So this is called what? JSON API. Okay. I'll send in the link in the chat. You can check it later. Okay. Right. Come next. So we'll go to the developer guide. In developer guide, we got some idea how the technology is going to work. That you see, your HTML cannot deal with the database directly. There is no such feature. CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap cannot deal with the database directly. There is no such feature. Angular, React, this language cannot deal with the database. There is no such feature. Yes, it has to deal with the backend language, and only the backend language is responsible to deal with the database. Okay. So we will be starting from the first point. It's called the HTML. Right? You can make a note also. Useful only. Anything else to ask? You can ask me, I'll guide you. Okay. Now come to the HTML. From internet, everyone have gone through. HTML stands for hypertext markup language. But why it is named as a hypertext markup language? Why not programming language? Why not a scripting language? Why not database? There is only one language in the market that is called hypertext markup language. That is called which one? HTML. Right? In this photo, you can see, out of multiple languages, all are running where? After HTML. None of the language is running before HTML, right? All are running where? After HTML only. So if anyone asks from today onwards, why HTML called a hypertext language, hypertext markup language, you can give them answer with full confidence. Those technology, it is not only HTML. Just tell him like those technology that is going to deal with the browser directly in the term of to give the input, to collect the input as well as to display the output. That one language is called a hypertext. And in the market, that is only one, that is called this one, your HTML. HTML got derived a little forward. People made their own, that is called XML, right? People wanted to do their own apart from HTML, but they got failed saying like, no, XML cannot be like as a HTML. That is also called as a extensible markup language, but not called as a hypertext. Okay. XML we have, not as a HTML. XML work in different way. We are coming to that point. Okay. So what will answer? Those language that we deal with the browser directly, that is called as a hypertext markup language. Then how many types are there? Only one, that is called HTML. Okay, let's write here. HTML. Full form, you know why to write here full form and not write. HTML has collections of visible. HTML has collections of predefined tags. HTML has collections of predefined tags. A person says, yes, I have good knowledge in HTML. I'm expert in HTML. I'm working on HTML last 10 years. What he know in HTML? He know a lot of tags. Okay, he know a lot of tags. And the tags are static always. What you will remember today, you will keep using full life the same thing. There is no any logical work in that. It is all are static. Right? So let's come on. But it is not made by us. It is called a predefined tags made by those people who researched HTML. Okay, they have made these tags, and then because of that we call it a predefined tags. And collection word represent a huge, unlimited. Okay, HTML now you are seeing. In some days we can make our own tag that will become a XHTML. Once we learn JavaScript, we can write dynamic HTML. Correct? What you are going to use predefined, that is called the only HTML. So how many words will come? HTML. All are predefined. XHTML, we will be making our own tags after learning the rule of JSX. Okay. In React, we have to study a rule called JSX. Based on the JSX rule and XML rule, we can create our own tag. That is called the XHTML. Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. Those tags made by us. Once you come in JavaScript, then you will use XHTML or you use HTML. After combining both HTML as well as XHTML, we can create something DHTML. That's called a dynamic HTML. You will write hello one time, and with the help of JavaScript, it will print hello 100 times. It's called a DHTML. Okay. When you go to the Facebook, when you comment someone, right? When you comment someone, remember today, okay? When you comment someone, when you chat with someone, as soon as you type any message, hi and enter, your message will go. Message will go or not? Message will display to you also, and message will display to that party also. Leave that. That is Ajax related. When you comment someone, as soon as you type comment and enter, what will happen? Your comment will get added just below. Happen or not? Right? So what is that? That is called DHTML only here. Dynamic, it's adding the HTML. That's called what? DHTML. But who is adding that? Not backend language, your front-end language. That can be JavaScript, can be React, can be jQuery, can be Angular, anything is possible. Okay. So this language will help you to make a DHTML, dynamic HTML.
So who is doing that? Backend or front-end?
Front-end language. Okay, let's write the next one. Front-end language it will do. We can on it, no problem. This is visible or not? Tomorrow this projector will change. The light become dim. Someone will come to change that, or make it, they will do some brightness here. Okay, next after that, come next line, what we have. When we are going inside the HTML, we found the type of lot of tags. Okay. Now with the help of these tags, what we will do? The HTML tags used to communicate with the browser. The HTML tags used to communicate with the browser for what purpose? To send information, and to collect information. Right? HTML is going to help you for what purpose? HTML is going to help you. It is going to help you to give lot of tags. With the help of those tags, you are going to send the information to user, and with the help of the same tag, you are going to collect the information from user. So what I wrote, the tag, HTML tag used to communicate with the browser, to send the information, to collect the information. Now come down. Now HTML tag is sufficient to send the information and collect the information from browser. Then why you are writing the CSS? Next line, you can write the HTML tags has limited property and value. Property and values. Right? HTML tag has limitation. What limitation? It has limited property and value. Now, because of that limitation, you cannot design a responsive page. So at that point, you need to take the help from CSS. What HTML says? HTML says, the first line I have written, it has collections of this line, predefined tags. And at another point, HTML says, I have sufficient tags. Using that, I can send the information to browser. I can collect from there also, fine. But when you say like, according to need to do everything, I have little limitation. And what is that limitation? This point, property and values. In CSS, we have only property value. In CSS, we have only property value. And in HTML, we have tags plus property value. But property values are limited. So what developer will do? Developer will take all the tags from HTML and property value from CSS. One place we have the complete only property value in CSS, and another place we have only HTML tags. So why can't we take the tags from one technology and property value from other technology, combine together and deliver the desired output? Right? That photo was designed here. This point, it says HTML have limitation on property value. So CSS will come and support to whom? HTML. So what CSS will give? CSS will give only property value. Button you can create through HTML, but button you cannot make red through the HTML. HTML say I have button, but it's a gray only for everyone. Now CSS, people say no, button should be red. Then HTML will say sorry, I cannot do. Right? So at that point, we have to invite the CSS. Come and change the background. So what will happen? CSS will give the property value and HTML will give the tags. Right. Okay, let's come down next. Okay, so it has tags. HTML tag has limited property and values. Okay. Now let's come down. I'll write here. Next point, what I'll write? Property value is limited. That is the next matter to understand, where it is going to make a problem, where we are going to face the problem. At that point, how we'll take the help from the CSS. That is the next. Next, we will write, when you say like there is a lot of tags in HTML, then how that look like? How that look like? So I have written here called tags. How that look like? You have seen on internet something like this? YouTube and all, everywhere you have written, correct? So this is called a open tag, where it's a start, and this is called a close tag, where it's get end. But all the HTML tags are not like this. Some tags are only open, some tags are open and close, some tags are open and close together. Okay, so I will write below the next point. Okay. So what we found in HTML? In HTML, we found lot of tags, right? In HTML, we found a lot of tags. Now, when you look into the tags, as a developer, when you start implementing the tags, you will find like one tag is printing in one line and second tag is printing in the new line. There is a lot of space here, print in the same line. Remember, when you go to the Facebook, you chat with someone, you will write hi from this side. He will reply hello. Your hi will be in one line and his hello will go to where? Second line. Open the Flipkart today in mobile. You will find at a time it will display one product. Next product will be in the new line. Same Flipkart, same time open in laptop. You will see 4 products will come in one line. Happen or not? Right? So those all are the type of tags. Those all are for what? Type of tags. Let me write it below, you will come to know. Okay. Now let me write here type of tags. How many type of tags we have in HTML? Check with anyone on internet. Okay. If you read the theory, 100 pages will be there. After reading 5 pages, will come to know. Okay. This is like this. But let's compare to your day-to-day life. Okay. Then you will come to know. No need to read the theory. You can read and compare from internet. Okay. When you go to your Gmail, when you go to the Gmail, what you do? You read the emails, inbox. When we click on that, lot of emails will come. When you want to write an email to someone, what we do? We write the to whom we want to send, what is the subject line, what is the message. We can attach file also. So when you are writing the message to someone, you are giving an input. When your message will deliver to someone, for him it will become an output. When you write the email to someone, what will happen? Email will go to his inbox. He can read your email, right? When you go to the Facebook, you can post a photo. You can post any kind of photo what you have in your system. After that, your friend will comment on that. So when you posted the photo, it's become an input for you. When the photo went to your friend, it's become an output for him. When I come to the YouTube, daily I upload the video. YouTube will ask me, this video you are uploading, it is under which playlist? Select the batch. Right? After that, write some title, write some description. Select your video. After that, select your video is private, public, or on list. Or make your video live or put in spam. This one. Now, I have to enter all the details. After that, I'll upload the video. Video will get uploaded. And after some time, our student will watch it. So when I was uploading the video, it was input for me. When the student will watch it, it is output for them. Go to the Flipkart. When you go to the Flipkart, you see a lot of product will come. Photo will be there, description, everything will be there, right? So for us, it's called the output. We cannot change the description of a product. We cannot change the price of a product. Who will change? The vendor who has uploaded the product. When the vendor uploads the product, it asks photo, price, description, category, many more things it asks, right? So when someone uploads the photo product details, it's become the input for him. But when we are placing the order, when we are selling the product, becomes the output for us. Right? You do anything else apart from input and output on internet? Nothing, no? Any website I'm talking. Go to your phone pay. Go to your this one, WhatsApp. You will input as a message. Friend will message you as a what? Output. You will give the input. He will message you. That becomes a output. Right? Anywhere on any web application, whichever you have used till date, and you are going to use from now onwards, everywhere you have to cross through the two process. One is called input and another one is called as a output. Input and output. Now you saw in the photo what was happening. When the matter come of input and output, which is on the front? HTML. HTML, what it will do? Input and output, right? HTML, one side is taking the input, another side is displaying the output. Our question is what? Our question is how many type of tags we have. Using that, we can we can create a page. Or what are the tags we have? Overall, in HTML, n number of tags are there. But from the developer point of view, if you look, you will find total 2 types of tags. As a user point of view, just now I guided you. If you go to any website, you will cross through the 2 processes only, input and output anywhere, right? So overall in HTML from today onwards, with full confidence, you will say there is a 2 type of tag. One is called input tag, another one is called output tag. Yes, type of inputs are different and type of output is also different. When you want to display a photo, you have to use different type of tag. That's called output. When you want to display your mobile number, you have to use the output tag, but it's a different. When you want to play a video, that is also called output only, but the type of output is different. So we have 2 type of tag. One is input tag, another one is called output tag. If anyone question how can I say, then you can ask him, open the Flipkart and what you will do here. He will say, I can see the list of product. You can say this is called output. Go to your Gmail, write an email to me. He will start writing something. He will say, this is called input. You will send the email to me. I can see your email. That's become an output for me. When you are typing the email, that's become an input for you. Right? So how many type of tag? 2 type of tag. Input and output. Okay. Based on your day-to-day experience and based on what I have implemented till now in the market, right? You can keep in mind from today onwards. Yes, we have 2 type of tag. I'll write here. One is called input tag and another one is called a. This is not book definition. What you are writing, it is not the book definition. It is the definition from implementation and what you are going to implement from there only. After implementing, you will also come to know the same thing here, input and output. Okay. Single line definition we can write. It used to collect input from user. It used to collect input from user, and this is going to display the output to user. It used to display output to user. Right. Next, you will see. Next, we will see how many type of input tag we have, how many type of output tag we have. That is the next point. But before that, you need to understand next point, that is called the behavior. The behavior of HTML tags. Whichever the tag you have, okay? Whichever the tag you have, it can be input or it can be output. The behavior is a point that is going to teach you many things, okay? I told you some time before, when you open the Flipkart in mobile phone or maybe Amazon in mobile phone, you will find each product will go to the new line. Same website, if you open Amazon or Flipkart, if you open in the laptop, in one line, 3-4 product will come. How that happen? Right? That is called behavior of tags. Okay. When we run the page, our CSS will identify what type of device is it, what is the screen size of the device, correct? And if a screen size is bigger, we will ask the CSS to arrange 4 products in one line. If a screen size is certain range, we will ask the CSS display only 1 product in one line, right? So when the CSS is going to manipulate the HTML, at the time of manipulation, what CSS will do? CSS will change the behavior of tag. It will say block means go to the new line. Inline means come in the same line. Let me open our website and I'll show you one point. There you may get more idea. Okay. Compassed. Internet is slow or something else. Okay, now see, let's open it. Internet might be slow. Okay. Now suppose I have opened this page in the laptop. I open the page in the laptop. Laptop size is okay. It's a bigger than 1500 pixel. 4 sections are able to fit in one line. You can see here 4 photos are able to fit in one line. Now suppose the same page a person will open in the mobile phone, and there also if it displays 6 photos in one line, what will be the size of photo? Very small, very small or not? So at this place you can see, since a screen is big size, CSS is ruling on HTML. CSS is ruling on HTML saying like a screen size is big, all 6 photos come in the same line. Change the behavior of tag. So what will happen? Tag will appear in the same line. Now when multiple elements appear in the same line, it's called as an inline element, inline tag. Element is also called tag only. You can say when more than one tag appear in the same line, it is called as a inline tag. Now suppose if you go to the mobile phone, let me go to the small size. I go to the small size. Let me resize it. This came here. Okay. Let me come here, right? And then when I come down slowly, you can see the 6 photos all shifted to the new line. When the screen was bigger, the behavior was inline. Now a screen is a small, behavior becomes a block. The tag are going to the new line. So we have 2 types of behavior in HTML, whichever the tag we have. A responsive design point of view will say 2 types of behavior. One is called inline element, another one is called block level element. Inline elements are those tags that print in the same line. Block level tags are those tags that print in the new line. But our requirement is completely different. Our requirement says if the device is bigger, then be inline. If the device is smaller, then be as a block. Device is bigger than print where? In the same line. If the device is small, print in the new line. See now it is the device is small. No, here window is what is the window size? Very small. So it's printing in the new line. So we are changing the behavior of HTML tags with the help of CSS. So what point we are going to write? It is important to understand if you are going to create a responsive page. Okay. The first is called two type of behavior we have. I'll write as a point number third. Total 6 points I have. Using that, I will convince you the HTML completely. Okay. One is called block label tag. Okay. Another one is called, the fourth one is called as a inline tag. Block label tag and label, L-E-V-E-L. Block label tag and inline tag. It's called as a element usually. If you read on internet, you will not find the word called as a tag. People write as element, block level element and inline element. Since we have not reached till that point as of now, so I have written as a block level tag as well as inline tag. Now what this block level tag will do? Let's write here. It print in new line by default. So from today onwards, when you open any kind of website, mostly you will open in mobile phone. Open any website, and when the website will load in the mobile, and our habit is what? Scroll up and down. You will see multiple icons are coming, multiple photos are coming, multiple services are coming. When it shifts one after other, in your mind, as a developer point of view, you have to think, what is this? Block or inline? Correct? Remember, if the multiple elements are printing in the new line, it is not called as a inline. It's called as a block. It's shift to the new line. Okay. Same page. If you turn your mobile, rotate it, maybe 2 will come in one line and 2 will go to the new line. Correct? What is happening? We are changing the behavior according to screen size. Right? Bootstrap is for that purpose only. Bootstrap came in the market with the 6 policies. Okay, that is called their algorithm, and that algorithm work like this only. According to device, change the behavior of elements. Block to inline, inline to block. Okay, so 2 type of tag. Whichever the HTML tags you have, old tag, new tag, HTML4, HTML5, or XHTML, we are going to create our own. Okay, all will come under this group only, either block or inline. Okay, according to need, block we can convert into inline, and according to need, inline we can convert into block. For that, you have to take the help from CSS. Yes. Right. So we can write here those tags, TAGS that print in same line by default. I have written here by default, so it will not mislead you. Okay, those tags that print in the same line by default. That is called the inline tag. According to need, from inline we can convert into block, and according to need, from block we can convert into inline. So how many points you got? 4 points. What are the 4 points? In HTML, we have to study about the tags, and the tags are of 2 types: input and output. You have seen on internet how we can say input and how we can say output. Now, when you mix input and output both together and start writing the code, then you will come to know some tags when you run the page. Some tag will print your output in the new line by default, and some tag will print your output in the same line by default. When it is printing in the same line, we can say, oh, you are as a inline. When it is printing in the new line, then we'll come to know you are as a. According to need, we have to change the behavior with the help of CSS. Okay. Now let's come down. Another point we have that you have seen already, right? But I don't know it is in your mind or not. The fifth one. Fifth one is not responsive point of view. It is browser dependency point of view. Some page will work in this browser. Some page, you might open the different pages of banking website. If you open in browser, you may see in the last they'll write better view in the particular version of particular browser, right? Why they write this? That's called a application is browser dependent, right? It is not suitable for all the browsers. Okay? W3 given a rule long back. Okay, But that rule also got flopped. Everyone has started using that, their server becomes slow, so they remove that. Okay. For that, we have some other rule. Alternate of that. First, write from HTML what we have. Okay. We have a call as a dependent element. DEPENDENT, dependent tag, all right. And another one, sixth point is called as a independent tag. INDEPENDENT, independent tag. Dependent tag as well as independent tag. This dependent tag, independent tag, what is going to teach you? It is going to teach you, I have written in the beginning here. You can see we have written called open tag as well as close tag. But all the tags are not like that. All the tags has not open and close. Some tags are only open. Some tags are open and close. Suppose one tag has open and close. You forget to close. What will happen? Page will become invalid document, right? Let me write here. Dependent tag, what is that? Example I'll write first, then we'll write theory. Suppose you have seen on internet, HTML you open and HTML you close also, right? You can see I'm writing different line, not inside. Body is the part of HTML, but I'm writing separate. Okay? You can see here, body is open and body is closed, right? Not only that much. Let me write here ABC open as well as ABC as a close and so on. So what you saw here, the tag is open separate and tag is closing separate. So it can be predefined tag or it can be user defined tag, any tag where separate open and separate close. That is called a dependent tag, right? Suppose body is a dependent tag. You have opened and you have not closed it. So what will happen when you run this page in the browser? Browser will come. Browser will apply their lot of feature. While applying the feature, browser will come to know document is non-structured document. What is that? Tag is open, but tag is not closed. Right? Document is non-structured document. When the document is non-structured document, when you apply the JavaScript, JavaScript may get failed. When you apply some CSS, CSS may get failed. Why? Because you have not followed the base rule itself. The tag is somewhere else. It was supposed to close. You have not closed it. Now browser, when the browser is compiling the page, browser is checking the dependency, browser is getting some error. So in that case, what will happen? Some browser will support and some browser will say, sorry. So the browser will support, there your page will work. And some browser will say, sorry, there your page will not work. That's called what? Browser dependent. Okay. So we will be remembering whichever the tag is the dependent tag, will must open it and will must close it. Okay. If the browser, if you are not closing the tag, your page will become unstructured document and there will be region of browser dependency. Your page will not work in all the browser, right? Then what is the dependent tag? Dependent tags are those tags where there is a separate open as well as separate close, right? You can write here one line. Those tags as separate, open and close. That is called as a dependent tag, right? Another one, independent tag. Independent tag, like suppose if I write like this, BR. If you write like this, ABC. If I write like this, HR. These all are the predefined tags from the ABC is a user defined tag. Okay. In this, you can see when you write like this and leave like this, it will work. Now see, your browser is getting confused. One place you are saying some tag is open and close and some tag is only open. Now how the browser will come to know this is the dependent or independent? It is open, close together or only open? This is open, but closing is not specified. So what will happen again? It will not get supported by all the languages. Your HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, jQuery, PHP, this all will work, no problem at all. But when it will come to the Angular, Angular will say, Angular will throw an error. It will call it a template parsing error. While checking the template of HTML, you have opened the tag, but you have not closed it. So document becomes an unstructured document. It will not allow to go to the next line. When you run this file, when you run this code in the React, I told you one rule called JSX. JSX rule will get failed. So there again compilation error will come. Your page will not work directly, guarantee. So in that case, if you write like this on internet, if you go through the YouTube and all, many people follow like this only. Just open and leave the closing. But that is a specific technology that will not work in Angular and React. So in that case, what we have to do? We have to follow a rule called self closing tag. We have to follow a rule called self closing. Now, what is the self closing? The tag will remain same. It will come like this. Open and put the slash in the last. Open and put the slash in the last. Open and put the slash in the last. Now, what will happen? This will work in your HTML, CSS, Bootstrap also, as well as this will work in Angular and React. So this is following all the rules, right? So this was independent tag before Angular and React. When Angular React came in the market, they given independent. Now you do little changes and become a what? Self-closing. SING, you can write self-closing. Self-closing tag says, I am open and myself itself close. So how it will represent? You can see slash in the last. Here, when you are closing the dependent tag, slash is in the beginning. But when you are closing independent tag, slash is in the last. This is called open and close together. So how many type of point you found in HTML? 6. Okay, whoever write the HTML code, open any website, go to right click view source, you will find all the HTML tags will come under this category. One is called input, another one is called output. Input tag also, some tag will print in the new line and some tag will come in the same line. If same line, then inline. New line, then long. Output tag also, some tag will print in the same line and some tag will go to the new line. So inline in the sense same line. Next line in the sense block. Coming to the next, dependent, independent. Input tag also have dependent tag and independent tag. And the output tag also is the independent tag as well as dependent tag. Right? So these 6 points are main and whole and soul of your HTML. Write the code today or write the code after 10 years also. If you look into this point and look into your what you have remember, you will find, oh, everything is same. Okay. Let me go to any website. Maybe this website or any one website. Okay. Let's go here.
Sir, what is the difference? What is the difference?
Dependent, independent. You can see here, no, it is open, close.
Actually, it is like that, but technically, what?
How technically there is a difference, no? You can see here, this is open and close. If it will not close, your browser, your page will become browser dependent. Document will be unstructured document, right? When this here, what we have here, I told you it will support in certain technology. It will not support in all the technology. If you are following this, it will support in all the technology. Here open close separate. Here open close together. So if the tag is open close together, it is called a self-closing tag or independent tag. Or if the tag has separate open and separate close, then it's called as a dependent tag. Any page you open, go to any website, do the right click and go to the view source and look into the code, look inside, you find here. Okay, can you see this? Tags are open, close, tags are open, close everywhere. Open, close is there. Button is open here. And after that button is closed here. See here, divisions are open, close, right? Somewhere some tag will be only open. This A tag will be open here, closing will be in the last somewhere. IMG tag is here. Let me come down to the right side, but the code is very difficult. Code is longer. See, it's becoming long. See here, IMG tag, can you see? Maybe not visible. Look at here. I gone here, IMG tag open. And then when I move to the right side, you can see there is no closing for that. Only slash is there in the last. That I have copied from the live website. You can see IMG tag is open and there is separate close. No, open and close is together. That is called as what? Independent tag. But remaining other tags you have seen open, close, open, close, open, close. So all the tags, whichever the tag you have, go to the W3, go to the any website you go, open any website, right? Running website also do the right click view source. You will find everything, all the tags, whichever the tag we have, all will come under this 6 points with guarantee. If you look into that, you will find all are under. Now we'll create an example and we'll prove you, but not today, already 3:30. That will do on the Monday. Okay, Monday example I'll create and I'll show you, and then everyone. I'll create one example. I'll guide. Not today, 3:30. I have next batch. Next day I'll guide you. Okay, so next day what you will do? Carry your laptop. System is required. System is required. If you have a laptop, come with a laptop. If you don't have laptop, you can use our system here. But if you have your own, you need to bring it. Install this. Install Notepad++, or you install Sublime, or you install VS Code, right? Anything you install, get ready. Suggestion will be, advice will be, install this one. Notepad++ for first month. From the second month onwards, we will use the VS Code editor. Okay. Install the Notepad++ or Sublime. Sublime editor is there. If Notepad++ we are not able to find, install Sublime. You can install VS Code also, but if you ask for my advice, what I should follow, I'll guide you. Use the Notepad++ for 1 month. After 1 month, you will remember a lot of things. Lot of property value you will remember it. It's good for learner. Okay. Monday to Friday you have class. Saturday, Sunday is not class. As of now, one Saturday, Sunday required in the JavaScript. Will guide you. Will we log in on the next class on Monday? Tomorrow we have Saturday. Tomorrow you will not log in. Monday you will log in using the same link, same time, 2 o'clock. Okay. Monday, I think after Monday, I'll take your number and we'll create a group, and in that group, I'll send you the video from Monday. Today, I guess you understood, nothing difficult. Only 5-6 points was there. Even Monday, I'll revise it, and after revision, we'll continue next. Monday onwards, Monday after class, we'll give you the number. You can send hi in that. We'll create a WhatsApp group. We'll add you in that, and in that group, I'll send you the video link. You can have a look at that. Okay. By then, let's go through W3 here, there, wherever you study it. Okay. Okay, then. Thank you. Here is my number. In case anyone have big doubt, they can message me 87924 62607, and name is SIYARAM. 87924 62607. Name is here. In that number, you can communicate. Okay.
Hi, sir. Hello.
I can hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, Madhusmita sir. Sir, actually, I want to do classroom training, but I'm unable to find the info campus location.
Where you went, you are not able to find?
Actually, I'm staying in Marathali.
You know Kala Mandir?
I have no idea. I book a auto, but
Marathali, where you stay? Tell me, I'll guide you from there.
I'm staying in a PG. It's near Hanuman Temple.
Hanuman Temple.
Yes.
Oh. Next to Hanuman Temple, our office in the main road only. Okay, so what we will do Monday, okay. Monday you check anyone Kala Mandir. Okay.
Okay.
Ask anyone Monday Kala Mandir. Kala Mandir is the sari shop. Okay, it's just next to our building. Okay, come to Kala Mandir and call me on that number. I'll guide you. It is the next building of Kala Mandir. Okay.
Okay.
Kala Mandir, the sari shop.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Hmm? Nothing late, sir. People are learning full life. I have a person, she was a fresher, and she's the age of 48 years. Last to last month, she became a full stack developer. In her career, there was no experience in 48 years. Her son is working abroad as a software engineer. She was still non-employed. Nothing, sir. Nothing, sir. Positivity is everything. See, you are already working. I'm giving example of non-working people. She was not working in the 48 years. She became full stack developer. Okay, she has given very good feedback. Okay, you are working already. Why to so? No. हम बात कर लेंगे. No. We can discuss. बोलिए.
Hello.
हाँ, okay, brother. We can log out.